You know, in high-risk industries, we are absolute pros at preventative maintenance for our most expensive equipment. I mean, we would never dream of letting a multi-million-dollar machine just run until it breaks down. So why are we doing that with our most valuable asset, our people? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a new model for industrial safety, one that treats human wellness with the same care and foresight we give our heavy machinery.
So here's the big idea in a nutshell. On one side, you've got the world of equipment maintenance that we all know, right? Regular inspections, lubrication, swapping out parts. It's just standard procedure to prevent those costly breakdowns. But on the other side, you see the exact same logic applied to people. Proactive peer support, tools to build resilience and self-care. It's the same concept, just for human beings. And honestly, it's a shift that is way overdue.
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? When a machine breaks down, it's loud, it's obvious, you can't miss it. But when a person breaks down, it's often silent, but it is just as costly, if not more so. Think about it. A tired, stressed out, or unsupported worker isn't just having a bad day. They're a risk to themselves and to the entire operation. This makes preventative care for people not just a nice-to-have, but a really fundamental part of any modern safety system.
Okay, so why is this new approach so incredibly important right now? Well, it all comes down to this fundamental disconnect between the safety policies that get written in an office and the day-to-day reality of life on site. And this quote, this one from the program's founder, Cheryl Blair, just nails it. So many companies have a zero-harm vision on paper. They've got the official policies, the glossy reports, but the lived reality for the crew on the ground, that can be a completely different story.
And you better believe this disconnect has real, tangible costs. Now, these aren't the kinds of things you'll always see in a standard safety report, but you feel them. You see them in the fatigue, the high turnover rates, and all those silent struggles with mental health that people are dealing with. These are the hidden factors that quietly wear people down and create massive, unmeasured risks for the business.
So, that's the problem. And this is where the solution comes in. It's all about building a bridge between that well-intentioned company policy and the actual people who have to live and breathe it every single day.
All right, so the core of this whole thing is something called the Trusted Peer Program. And look, this is not about bringing in some outside counselor who's never set foot on a site. No, this is a structured system that trains and empowers workers to support each other. The support comes from people who get it because they live it. It's confidential, it's relatable, and most importantly, it's preventative. And the whole principle behind it? It's so simple, but man, is it powerful. It basically flips the old model on its head. When you focus on the well-being of the people first, the work takes care of itself. Because a crew that feels supported, that's a crew that's focused, that's productive, and, you guessed it, that's a safer crew. And just to be clear, this isn't some fluffy, vague idea. It's a really clear four-step process. You start with the policy, the words on the paper, and you turn that into real, boots-on-the-ground support for your people. From there, you'll see performance improve. And when that improved performance becomes the new norm, that's when you've changed the entire workplace culture. It really is a virtuous cycle. Now, for something like this to actually work, it has to be credible, right? It can't just be theory. It has to be built by someone who truly understands both sides of the coin. So let's take a look at the founder.
Yeah, this model was not dreamed up in a classroom. It was forged over more than 2 decades in the mining industry. The founder, Cheryl Blair, has spent over 20 years with hands-on experience, both underground and on the surface. She gets the unique pressures and the immense pride that comes with this kind of work. But it's not just about the hands-on experience. That is backed up by some serious expertise. So you've got a certified workplace assessor who knows how to evaluate what's really happening on site. Plus, she's collaborated with top industry training bodies. And on top of all that, she's a certified facilitator for the working mind, which is a key mental wellness framework. And this is absolutely crucial. The whole program is built on a rock-solid, proven foundation. It uses frameworks like the working mind, which itself was adapted from the Canadian Armed Forces Road to Mental Readiness program. I mean, just think about that for a second. These are evidence-based, preventative tools that were literally designed to help soldiers handle the incredible stress of combat environments, now tailored for industrial workplaces. This quote, "Listen to your body's whispers before it screams." I mean, that just perfectly sums up the whole idea of prevention, doesn't it? The goal is to teach people how to recognize those early warning signs of stress and burnout, the whispers, in themselves and in their coworkers. That way, you can take action before a whisper turns into a scream and a small issue becomes a full-blown crisis. Okay, so this all sounds great, but for any business, the real question is always, does it work? And maybe more importantly, how do you even measure the impact of something like a stronger culture? Well, the outcomes are actually super tangible, and they hit the bottom line directly. You're talking about things like fewer accidents and on-site injuries for sure, but also better employee retention, which means you're spending less on hiring and training. You foster a culture that's more resilient and productive. And really, you empower your employees to take ownership of their own well-being, which is a win for everybody. And yes, you absolutely can measure this progress. It's not just about feelings, it's about data. By using what are called key performance indicators, or KPIs, companies can see real, measurable trends over time. They can track an increase in psychological safety, see that workers have more confidence in reporting near misses, and of course, watch that employee retention number climb. But beyond all the corporate data and the KPIs, it's the human impact that's just profound. I mean, just listen to this from a guy who went through the program, Michael T. He said, "Small changes can have a huge impact on a healthier lifestyle, both mentally and physically. At the end of the day, that is the real measure of success." So, we're going to leave you with this final question to think about. It's one thing to check all the boxes on safety compliance, but this model, it challenges us to go deeper. Are your crews just compliant, just following the rules, or are they truly resilient? Are they actually equipped to handle the pressure and to look out for each other when it really counts? Because that difference, well, that's everything.